Hello Gemini, thank you for tuning into your general read. For the main read, I'm using the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor, and for the supportive deck, I'm using Angel Answer Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. I've already shuffled. We only have 3 cards out from that deck. Well, I mean, that could change, but let's... Alright, so let's see what's happening here. Alright, so your overall energy is the Angel of Strength. So this is persevering through. This is going to go out this Friday, I think. So we're in Leo. Leo is a very conducive energy for Gemini, so I'm thinking you're very motivated. A lot of action going on for you. I feel like you might, especially with the Angel of Strength going on here, I'm getting that Leo feel with the lion there. So I'm feeling like things are going very well. And I'm kind of feeling, as long as Leo is in the sun, like as long as Leo's in power here, if you want to put it that way, I feel like you're going to be very much on that track. And I feel like that's also what I'm saying here. Also, like, if there's something you want to do, make sure you plan it before Leo moves on. Because I feel like this is when your strength is really going to be here. You're going to have a lot of strength during this time. Okay. Because I see you getting in here, and there's a lot of action. Like, things moving. You've been thinking about things, which that's not really shocking for a Gemini. A lot of thoughts going on, but that you're taking action on thoughts. I'm kind of getting like you got a couple things going at once, and the thing is, you're succeeding. I feel like normally there'd be so many things going on that there would be something would have to suffer, but I feel like for some reason you're doing well with all the different avenues you're dealing with right now. It seems either you're managing it very well, or you just have an abundance of energy that's getting you through it. Now, this is again where make sure whatever you want done, you kind of have it set to be finished before Leo moves on, because I feel like you're going to have this abundance of energy while Leo is in power. Now, the question is, what is this middle card? Because you have not the right time in the center. I feel like there's things you're going to be putting off for later. So, which is fine. But, again, I feel like I'm coming back to the same thing that I think I've said 5 times so far. Things that you put out there till after Leo moves on, it might not be the same. I don't know. Some of them, it depends what you're doing, and if you have like a plan set in motion, that could work to your benefit. If you're planning it, if you're putting it off until like a week or so and you're still in Leo, it's good. But I feel like when it says not the right time, things you put to the side might fall right off to the side. It's just, I feel like that's what we're saying here. Be aware of that things that you're putting off to the side, it's a good thing because you can't do everything, and I feel like that's why you're kind of succeeding here. But realize how important they are to you, and just make sure if it's something really important, you don't push it off too far because you may not want to come back to it. I feel like some of you actually are going to be pushing things off that you have no choice but to come back to. Which might be a smart thing to do, because if you push things off that you have to come back to, there's really no choice, they will get done. The more elective things that you want to get done, if that's possible in this situation, I feel like those are the things you're doing now. Okay. So some of it you are putting to the side, which is fine. I feel like if Ask Your Angels comes into play with this card, it seems to be a duo action here. Like, just if you think about it, or if you're a praying person, pray for some direction on how to go with that. But I feel like if you go through the thought and you like think about that, like if this falls through, is that going to be okay? Or if you end up walking away and don't coming back, are you okay with that? Because you have an abundance of energy right now, and I feel like you're getting a lot done right here. Now, okay. I didn't expect this to happen. So now we have more coming in. So I feel like the reason we didn't put all this out in the beginning is because we wanted to get that down. Because when you put some of this stuff off, you are looking to take a break. Okay. Which is good. I feel like this is a break you're comfortable with. Like you're doing what you want to do. I feel like you're moving forward the way you want to. So rest and rejuvenation came right above not the right time. So some things you are putting off because you want to enjoy more. I feel like you're having a good time. I just feel like the whole purpose of this is just to realize, put off the things that are okay to put off. One, you're going to have to come back to them. You really aren't going to have a choice. Or two, you're okay with them kind of going to the wayside and possibly disappearing. Because I feel like they might just disappear. Are we good with that? Okay. Now, this is what I got for your thought at the end here. But you got a lot of it. This is a man holding a coin. That's very stable. It's usually an analytical view of the situation. What's actually happening is the Sun card, you're enjoying life. Things are working out really great for you at the end of this time frame. You're still in Leo, though. So I feel like you have a lot of power going on here. Now, you have all good cards? Yes, you have all good cards here. So, true to a Gemini, most Geminis that I know, a lot of thoughts going on. You're seeing a lot of value here. You're planning things ahead. I feel like you're doing very good here, evaluating what can be put off and what can't, and recognizing, if I put this off, it could just kind of fall off, and am I okay with that? So I feel like you're doing that. I feel like the planning is really good here. So that's one part of what you're going through. You got the door to personal healing and happiness, which I feel like you're dealing with the workload or whatever you're doing, whatever all these things are that you got to do, you're making sure you enjoy life too. That's important. It's important anyway. But you're making sure you're enjoying this time because I feel like things are going extremely well, and you don't want to just get things done, but you want to enjoy life. It's just a really good time. So that's good. That's another thing you're juggling in here because you're getting things done, but you are making sure that you're having fun. This is good. The next one is the Temple Path. Now, this seems to be like a self-reflection thing because while you're getting things done, you have a good plan going on, you're enjoying life. I feel like the Temple Path is like you're evaluating. I feel like this is self-reflection. How's this gone before? When I've put this off or that off before, how long was it before I came back to it? I feel like you're evaluating how you're going to feel in the future and what you're going to do with how you feel now as opposed to how you feel you might change in mood in the future. The Temple Path is a lot about self-reflection. I usually think of it as you're going within, getting that spiritual recharge, that spiritual advice from within. That's a lot of. I feel like you are going through a little spiritual moment here, especially since you have the 7th chakra, which is the crown chakra. You have that card. That's connecting to your higher knowing. I feel like the Temple Path is you balancing all three of these. You're balancing your spiritual path, you're balancing what you want, the fun you want to have, and you're balancing what you need to get done. And you seem to be succeeding with all three. But you seem to be auditing yourself to making sure these three work out. Because you're doing that, you're very active with this. You have the sun. Things are working out great for you. So, I feel like a brain block because I feel like I'm just, all this came in at once. You are making sure you enjoy life. You are making sure certain things that need to get done are getting done. And you are balancing your spiritual path. Because I feel whatever it is spiritually that you do or however you connect, that seems to be the third thing that you're working on here. Because I feel like it's categories, not so much themes, but categories, things that have to get done, things that you want to do that make you happy, and your spiritual side. All three of these are the things you're balancing out. What has to be done, having fun, and getting spiritual, which these can bleed into each other naturally, but the way you're going through the self-audit, I feel like you're very much conscious of how things have gone in the past. And you got a burst of energy here going on, and you want to make the most of it. But you're also thinking to yourself, how do I set this up that, like, if I have a moment where I'm not as motivated as I am right now, how do I balance this out so everything's still good in the future so I can continue this and stretch this moment out as long as possible? You're succeeding. I feel the sun card here seems to keep coming back. Like, I feel like there's something else I'm supposed to talk about. Because I feel like you're learning from this moment. I feel like you're learning something from this moment, and you seem to be going to like the next level in some sense. Like how to move things forward more the way you want, how to keep that energy going. I feel like some of you are out in the sunshine more, and that seems to be really motivating for you. Like you're getting more sun, which is vitamin D, I believe. And I believe there's little stipulations, like science-wise, I think you have to have calcium with D for it to absorb. I could be wrong with that. Check that out if you're interested. But the thing is, I feel like you're getting more. Some of you are definitely out there in the sun more and enjoying it more. But there's like a learning curve here, or like you're going to the next level. I feel like things are getting better for you, and you're like planning this out forward. Like, how do you keep this going? How do you bring this back into play when you want to? That's my phone. I'm like, what is that weird sound? New phone. I haven't heard that sound before. So that was fun. Anything else with this? I think we're good with this. But you seem to be going to the next level. I feel like you're figuring this out on how to move this, how to use this in the future again. You're trying to identify why are you so motivated now and bring it into the next. If you feel it's the Leo energy and you're very connected with that, the moon goes through a cycle, like, was it every 2.5 days? So you can actually download like moon phases or the moon sign, and like every time the moon goes, like every time you go through a sign, like we're in Leo now, but in Virgo, the moon will be in Leo at some point in that, and you can use that to your advantage. Sometimes the waxing and waning have an effect, but I'm just saying that Leo energy comes around every time. So if you're very connected with that energy, you might want to find a way to like be more conscious of when the moon is there, and then using that to your advantage. Okay, are we good? All right. I'm not seeing anything else here. I feel like this is just an empowerment thing. I feel like you're doing well. I feel like this is just an empowerment thing, which is great. Okay. I'm going to wrap this up here and send this out when I send out the rest of them. If you'd like a reading from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you.